Morning, Judge. Julian Kemp here on behalf of Alexander Torres.
Mr. Kemp, tell me what the negotiated resolution between you and the state is supposed to be.
Well, Judge, this is a first appearance for bond. There's no bond at this point. It's my understanding.
So I had some pleas set this morning with David Verrett, and I was wondering who was the other plea. Nobody's ready for that? Hold on.
I saw that, Your Honor. Yeah, I didn't like it.
Welcome to an Econo meeting. You are entering the meeting now.
Yeah. They were supposed to go off at 9, so I was wondering. All right. Sorry, counsel. Apologize. My docket was supposed to, I ordered it a certain way yesterday. It obviously didn't come out that way.
Does the court want me to stand down until?
No, well, since you're up, let's go ahead and get it done. All right, let me call your case then. This is 2021 MM 8266AO. Mr. Alexander Torres. Sir, can you tell me your name?
Alexander Torres.
So, Torres, you're here in 2 counts. The first count being battery, dating violence, and resisting officer without violence. I reviewed both of those, the charging affidavit in this case for both counts. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Ma'am, can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Laura, Ortiz.
All right. And can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, none but the truth, so help you God?
Correct.
I can hear you.
Yes.
You can put your hand down, ma'am. Can you tell me how you know Mr. Torres?
He's my boyfriend.
All right.
Met him a year ago.
Do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Yeah.
Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you and him in the past?
No.
Are you aware of his prior domestic violence history?
No.
State.
Your Honor, there was one prior incident. If you give me a moment, I can give you the year that happened. It was not with this victim, Your Honor. It was earlier this year, Your Honor, in May.
All right, ma'am. Knowing that, do you still want to have contact with Mr. Torres?
Excuse me?
Knowing that information, do you still want to have contact with Mr. Torres?
Yes.
Were drugs and alcohol involved in this incident?
Alcohol.
Do you have any questions for the witness?
I do not, Your Honor.
Counsel, you have any questions for the witness?
Ma'am, you've never had an incident with Mr. Torres before, have you?
No.
Okay. Judge, we just want, we're disputing that there was an arrest earlier this year. He has no prior history certainly with this person or anybody else.
I'm so sorry. He actually does. In 2016 in Seminole County, it was with Leticia Villagomez.
Yeah.
That's the battery duty.
That may be accurate, but I know there's nothing happened this year with this person. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. What are you asking me to do?
Judge, we're asking for ROR, consensual contact, permissive. That's what we're asking.
What about the facts in this case and his prior history suggest to you that I should give you what you're asking for?
Judge, the police report indicates that this was an incident that happened in the public, not within a home. There is no home. These people do not live with each other. And we don't believe that there was any, there's no history between these 2 participants.
State.
Your Honor, as this is domestic violence battery, he cannot get ROR per statute. 907.041, I believe it is. This is considered to be a dangerous crime, and therefore he cannot receive a non-monetary bond.
Judge, if Mr. Torres is eligible for PTR would be acceptable as well.
All right, sir, I'm going to set your bond in count one, amount $2,000, count two, $100. Condition of your bond be pretrial release. You're to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. If you have anything at her residence that you, at one point that you guys shared, I will give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also do not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're subject to random drug and alcohol testing in this case. You have counsel representing you in this case. Do you have anything else before the court?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
All right, ma'am. Thank you. Have a great day. Let's get to our stack of 33 motions here. Before we do that. Yes, please. All right, the first case I have is Walter Allen, 2021 CF 13530 AO.
I apologize, Your Honor. Just give me one moment. Granted, notice of non-filing.
I have David Williams, 2021 CF 13464 AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
I have Anthony Green, 2021 MM 7416 AO.
Granted, case was no billed.
I have James Taylor, 2021 CF 13854 AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
I have another James Taylor, 2021 CF 12352 AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
I have Jonathan Pacheco Morales, 2021 CF 13752 AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
I have Robin, 2021 CF 13742 AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
I have Culling, 2021 CF 9183 AO.
Denied, information was filed.
I have Carmen Vargas, 2021 CF 13579 AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
I have Perez Acosta, 2021 CF 13880 AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
I have Campbell, 2021 CF 13898 AL.
Denied, information was filed.
I have registered 2021 CF 11530 AL.
Granted, case was no billed.
I have Cooper the second, 2021 CF 13830 AL.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
I have Leroy Royal the fourth, 2021 CF 13714 AL.
1-4.
Sorry, 41, I'm sorry.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
This is Hernandez, 2021 CF 11473 AL.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
I have Mateo, 2021 CF 13394 AL.
Denied, information was filed.
That's fine. All right. What, Gonzalez? Or you starting with Spanish? Yeah, but is the attorneys here for the plea? That's what I'm asking. Are we ready for the plea?
I'm going to be handling Jackson Carlton, Your Honor.
And you ready to go? Is Mr. Jackson Carlton? I think Mr. Verrett is on one of the cases.
This one's mine. I don't know who this is. Your Honor, we're ready.
All right. Let's see.
My
screen is down up here, so I can't get the plea form.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. Okay.
All right. Yeah, just so I can see the charges. All right. Go ahead, Ms. George.
Your Honor, we're here today in 2020 MM 4698A, Mr. Jackson Carlton. The offer from the state was an adjudication of guilt, credit for the 30 days that he spent in the Orange County Jail, cost of investigation to Apopka PD in the amount of $303.38. In court costs, Your Honor, we did go over all the rights Mr. Jackson will be giving up. He understands those rights and would like to enter a plea of no contest.
All right, is that a correct recitation of the offer?
I apologize, Your Honor.
While we're doing that, Mr. Jackson, can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Or you can put your hand down, sir. Sir, you're here in case 2020 MM 469AA on a charge of petty theft with a 1 prior theft conviction. That is a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that? Mr. George tells me that your attorney in this case, tells me that you want to enter a plea of no contest. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to be waiving all the rights outlined on this plea form that's in front of you that you review with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, may we approach for one moment, please? Thanks.
All right. Sorry about that, Mr. Jackson. All right, Mr. Jackson. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Do you understand about entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen and could subject you to deportation? You understand that a conviction in this case could result in you being, this conviction can be used at a later date to enhance your sentencing up to a third-degree felony? I can't hear you.
Yes, sir.
Just to make sure the records together. So you understand you give them the right to have a trial in this case, right to have Ms. George or her office represent you at that trial?
Yes, sir.
Right. You understand you give them the right to challenge any evidence or call any witnesses on behalf?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. The party stipulate to a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Based on that stipulation, the court is going to find a factual basis for the purposes of entering your plea. I want to accept your plea of no contest in this case, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I want to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. Give you credit for only sentence you to 30 days in Orange County Jail with 30 days credit time served. The court cost of prosecution in this case are $273. There's a $50 public defender application fee and a $50 public defender lien, as well as there's $303.38 to the Poplar Police Department in this case in cost of investigation. I want to combine all these costs for payment. I want to give you 3 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. Do you understand that, sir? I can't hear you.
Yes, sir.
All right. You have a great day, sir.
What I mean I'm getting out?
As long as you're not being held, somebody just told me you may have another case. So, yeah, if you're not being held in that case, you can be released. All right. What are you calling now? Who do you have now? The move ups. So the first one I have is Angela Gonzalez. And okay. Because all right. This case 2021 MM 8263AO. Miss Angela Gonzalez. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent her in this case.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
And has she been screened yet for mental health pretrial release?
No, yeah.
I want to place Ms. Gonzalez on mental health pretrial release in this case. If she does not qualify for mental health pretrial release, going to set her bond amount of $500. Addition to bond, no contact with the victim, no weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms she has needs to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of her release. She may not maintain a separate residence from this victim. Give her one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items she has at that location. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, sir. Taji Hayes.
Mr. Hayes, you're here in case 2021 MM8246AO on charge of battery domestic violence and assault domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in count 1 at $1,000, count 2, $1,000. Condition of your bond is you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order?
No, sir.
All right, have a great day, sir.
You too.
Okay.
Welcome to an Acano meeting. You
we
are
get
entering the meeting now.
Bardell's after this?
Who needs the sponsor?
Bardell's yeah, Victor Bardell's. Mr. Verrett. All right. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Spooney.
Mr. Spooney, you're here in case 2020 CF 5014AO on a violation of probation. Judge signed your warrant in this case. Set your bond at no bond. Your bond's going to remain at no bond. You seem to be a violent felony offender of special concern. You're not going to be entitled to release or bail a bond on this case until your violation is completed. We want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you. You too.
Good morning, Mr.
Your Honor, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay.
Sorry, I signed in earlier. You weren't there, so I kind of.
Oh, no, where's it all? No, there's, if you use Safari, you.
Yeah, you gotta use Chrome. Yeah, you gotta use Chrome or sometimes the new Windows Explorer, whatever they call it, the Microsoft new Windows browser. All right. Is your client needs an interpreter, correct?
Yes. Interpreter, yeah.
All right. Let me see. Let me get an interpreter on. Actually, Mr. Brett, I'm gonna sign out and then I have to then call the interpreter and add you back in. So I'll be right back.
I'll call sign out.
No, I'll sign out. I'm going to sign out, and then I want to jump back in, but I have to sign out to get the interpreter on the line.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Theodore Leal, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has already been sworn, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Leal. Give me 1 second.
Of course.
Welcome to an Acano meeting. You are entering the meeting now.
All right. All right. This is case 2021 MM7204AO.
David Barrett on behalf of the defendant.
I'm not sure. Mr. Leal, can I use the headsets and be on video conference at the same time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Good morning, sir. Can you, once you make contact, greet him.
Buenos días.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Víctor Manuel Bardales.
Víctor Manuel Bartales.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM7204AO on a charge of trespass and occupied structure. Attempted trespass and occupied structure. That was a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Mr. Brett, were you able to go over a plea form with your client?
I've gone over it. I don't have one because I haven't physically been with him, but I went over with him yesterday. I explained to him what he'd be giving up, yes.
Ms. George, can you do me a favor and just fill out a Spanish plea form for me? Thank you. All right, sir, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sí.
Yes.
Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
One thing to correct, though, is you said that it was a trespass, an attempted trespass in occupied structure. The information that I have that was filed on 10/29/21 says trespass in occupied structure M1.
Okay. All right.
I just want to make sure that's correct for the
I
record.
was just reading off the docket. I'm having some technical issues on my side over here.
No worries. I just wanted to make sure it's correct and not. Yeah. Although, I mean, he would love the benefit, but it's not right.
All right, so the charge you're facing is trespass in occupied structure, which is a first-degree misdemeanor punishable by 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
No, porque es primera
no.
vez.
No, it's my first time.
Yeah, I understand that. Do you understand that the charge you're facing is trespass in an occupied structure? The maximum penalties for that charge are 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine.
No lo sé.
I don't know about that.
You not understand that you can get the maximum penalty you can receive is 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine?
That's the maximum fine he'll be facing, not what he's likely to do.
Sí.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Verrett, can you tell me what is the resolution between you and the state of Florida?
We don't have a resolution. All I know is it's been in for 48 days about. It's a trespass occupied structure. I was hoping just to get this resolved, that 48 days would be typical towards the high end for a plea like this. I tried to contact the state, but not get a resolution. We would plead to the bench, worst comes to worst, and just get this resolved.
Stay prepared to discuss an offer with Mr. Verrett.
Okay.
Your Honor, thankfully, an offer has been crafted. It is a withhold of adjudication, credit time served, no return to the 7-Eleven located at 7250 South Perkman Road. There's also a cost of investigation of $261 to OPD.
Yes.
Was that a withhold or adjudication?
It's a withhold.
And how much was the cost of investigation?
$261 to OPD.
I would highly recommend my client take that.
Mr. Valdez Morales, the offer from the state of Florida is a withhold of adjudication of guilt. I'll give you credit for the 45 days in Orange County Jail, 45 days credit time served, which means it's a time served offer. There is court costs, cost of prosecution, there's a public defender, application fee, a regional conflict counsel lien, and there's also $261 of cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department in this case. If you want to accept that offer from the state of Florida.
¿De pagar tal cantidad?
So I have to pay that amount?
I'll give you 3 years.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. If the interpreter could repeat the time.
Yeah, I'll give you 3 years to make the payment.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Brett, what plea do you want to enter on behalf of your client?
No contest, Your Honor.
Mr. Bardelis, do you understand you're entering a plea of no contest to these charges? Is that what you want to do?
Sí, me están diciendo que son $261 a plazo de 3 años para pagar.
So they're telling me it's $261 and 3 years to pay?
There's more cost than that. Another $534 outside of. No, sorry, no, it's a total is $534 with the Madam Clerk is telling.
Por ahora, bien, no tengo un trabajo. ¿Cómo continuar pagando?
Well, for the time being, I don't have a job, so how should I continue making payments?
Once again, you have 3 years to make the payment.
And if you
don't suffer from any disabilities or any other sicknesses or illnesses. The job market is quite open.
$544. Perdón, $544.
$544? Sorry.
This wasn't $536, you said? $534. $534 is the cost.
I would highly suggest you take it, sir. You'll be able to figure it out over 3 years.
Sí.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Brett said he had an opportunity to review the plea form with you. Was that you understand that you give up your right to have a trial in this case?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you understand at that trial the state has a burden of proof and had to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand you give the right to have Mr. Brett represent you at that trial?
Sí, está bien.
Yes, that's fine.
You're saying you give the right to challenge the state's evidence, call witnesses on your behalf.
Sí.
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
No.
Has anybody forced you to enter this plea?
No.
No.
Do you understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could be used as a reason to deport you from this country?
Sí.
Yes.
Do the parties stipulate to a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rett?
Yes. For the purpose of this plea.
Right. Yeah, opportunity to review part of the court file and also confirm there is a factual basis contained therein. I want to accept your plea, sir, of no contest. Find that your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I want to withhold adjudication of guilt. I want to sentence you to 45 days in Orange County Jail with 45 days credit time served. Court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273. There's a $50 public defender application fee, There's a $50 regional conflict counsel lien. There's also cost of investigation to Orlando Police Department and $261. I won't combine all these costs for payment. I want to give you 3 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. Do you understand, sir?
Sí.
Yes.
Have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, thank you very, very, very much for taking this plea.
No problem. Have a good day, Mr. Brett.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, since we already up, we had one more Spanish case. Let's go ahead and call Mr. Kelvin Maldonado up.
You are the only participant.
Let me scratch that out. Yeah, that's fine. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Maldonado.
Maldonado.
Mr. Maldonado, you're here in case 2021 MM8260 AO on a charge of battery domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Set your bond in this case in the amount of $1,500. Condition of your bond is you had no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. We give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You are out on pretrial release in Osceola County, case 2021 MM2556. In that case, the court's going to revoke that pretrial release. We're going to set a new bond in that case, in the amount of no bond. You appoint the public defender to represent you in that case if you're not already appointed. You have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, I would ask to consider doubling his bond. It does not appear he has any other criminal history. And the offense he picked up was nonviolent. It was a petty theft, Your Honor. So I just asked if you consider that. It looks like he just started working. So I just asked you to consider the fact that he doesn't have any other history.
Yeah. Not based on the escalation in this case. You got something for me to sign? You got a warrant? Warrant. All right, thank you, sir. You have a great day. All right. Sorry, Mr. Interpreter, can you make an announcement in the gallery to make sure I'm not missing anybody that needs your services?
Yes, Your Honor. ¿Alguno de los presentes en la platea de espera necesita intérprete de español?
All right, I don't see anybody waving hands at me. So have a great day.
Likewise, Your Honor.
Are you ready for Russian? All right. All right, we're not ready for the Russian interpreter yet, so next person I have was Luna. All right. This case 2021 MM8219AO is a reset from yesterday.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Was you appointed yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna set bond in this case amount of $50, condition of bond, no return to the scene of the location, no contact with any victims or witnesses. Yes. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
T.R. McGee.
Mr. McGee, you're here in case 2021 CF 15018 AO on charge of battery with one prior battery conviction. I reviewed this charging affidavit.
Can I amend it, Your Honor?
Sure.
I believe that it should be battery by strangulation, 784.041. Sub 2, sub A.
All right, like I do find probable cause for a battery by strangulation. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Nautica Watt, W-A-T-T.
All right. Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You put your hand down, ma'am. Ma'am, can you tell me how you know Mr. McGee?
That's my child's father.
All right. Do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Not at all, not never.
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
No.
All right. Say, you have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. Ms. George?
No questions, Your Honor.
Question, do you guys have a time sharing plan in place?
As far as our child,
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, he picks him up from daycare, but I don't want him around.
No, I'm saying, did a court order
Oh, no.
a time sharing, like child support, time sharing?
No, sir.
A court order, not just your
No, sir.
passing arrangement?
No, sir.
All right. Let me see this affidavit again. All right, sir, I'm going to set your bond in this case, amount of $5,000, conditioning your bond that you're subject to pretrial release in this case. You have to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have in a shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Do you have any questions about the stipulations of your no contact order? All right. Abide by my orders. You have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a great day, sir. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Serena McKeever.
Ma'am, we here in case 2021 CF 15039 AO on charge of aggravated assault, domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Let's set your bond in this case in an amount of $2,500. Condition of your bond be subject to pretrial release supervision. You're to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order?
No, so the only question I have is this means I'm allowed to break the lease and leave from the premises permanently.
I can't give you legal advice. I'm ordering you that you have no contact and you maintain a separate residence. You can't be within 500 feet of that residence, wherever this victim is. You understand?
Yes.
All right. If you have any other questions, you got to talk to your public defender. The phone number is on the green sheet of paper. You have a great day. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Karen Pierre-Lewis.
Ma'am, we here in case 2021 CF 15037 AO on charges of attempted second-degree murder, criminal mischief, battery, domestic violence, and leaving a scene of a crash with injuries. They reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Anthony, M-A-N-S-O.
And can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, can you tell me how you know Miss Pierre Lewis?
She the mother of my children.
And do you want to have contact with her while this case is pending?
Yeah, that's fine. Honestly,
I see there was a previous domestic violence case in your, like, how long ago was that?
I know it's been over a year, probably maybe almost 2.
And did drugs and alcohol play a role in this incident?
No, sir.
State, do you have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. George?
No questions, Your Honor.
Anyone ever want to advocate for anything other than no contact based on these facts?
Nothing from the state.
Your Honor, I just ask that you take into consideration her history when setting the bond amount of the case. She has no convictions, no failures to appear. So I just ask that you take all of that into consideration when setting the bond.
Your Honor, if I may say something, like I said, a lot of these charges is really honestly bullshit. I'm just saying that because at the day she really shouldn't be in here. It's not nothing from me. I didn't call and say I was a victim. It was my mother. So I felt like that should be something I should put on record also, that I'm not screaming I'm a victim of anything. You know, the charges might sound serious, but she didn't do nothing.
I'm not really more concerned about the facts. I mean,
like I said, the facts is I'm not screaming I'm a victim. She didn't do nothing to me.
all right, ma'am. As count 1, I want to set your bond in an amount of $50,000. Count 2, we'll set your bond amount of $100. Count 3, $100. Count 4, $150. Condition your bond, you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you may have at a shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You may not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. We're also going to order no contact with any witnesses in this case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, ma'am. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning. My name is Danny Charles.
Mr. Charles, you're here in case 2021 MM8243 AO on charge of on charge of battery, domestic violence. They reviewed your charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case amount of $2,000. Condition of your bond. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Kenya, last name Bowens, B-O-W-E-N-S.
All right. Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down, ma'am. Can you tell me how you know Mr. Charles?
That's my boyfriend.
And how long have you all been together?
About 2.5 to 3 years.
All right. And you want to have contact with him?
Yes.
Are you the respondent in any of these injunctions that he has in place?
What do you mean a respondent?
Are you the person that that's being protected in these cases?
Well, yeah, yes, I guess.
So looks like from the information I have is that you all have an active injunction that doesn't expire until next year.
I wasn't aware of that.
2021-3161.
It doesn't state a victim in GIS, so I wouldn't know who the victim is.
Did you file an injunction earlier this year?
What's an injunction? Like a
Protective order.
Well, I did, but what happened was it was dismissed.
Are you sure?
Dismissed it without prejudice.
I'm asking. I want to make sure I have the right information, because from the information I'm looking at, it looks like a judge.
There's a few injunctions.
There's a temporary injunction in place that expired.
Yeah.
It expires next February. There's another temporary injunction in place that expires in 2 years in this month.
I wasn't aware of. The only thing that I know is that it was dismissed without prejudice.
All right. And did drugs and alcohol play a role in this incident?
No.
All right. So you got any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. George, you have any questions for this witness?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Charles, I'm appointed public defender to represent you in this case. Does anybody want to advocate for no contact? Because right now, if I do order contact, it seems that I may be counteracting somebody else's orders based on the information I have.
No arguments, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state.
All right. All right, Mr. Charles. Seems like based on your history, you have a problem following those orders. I'm going to set your bond in this case an amount of $2,500. Additionally, your bonds, you have no contact with the victim in this case. I'll give you a one-time return to a shared residence with law enforcement, retrieving personal items you have, or that you maintain a separate residence. No weapons, no firearms. Weapons and firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to order that you abide by any active injunction that you have in place. The two that I see is 2011-4344, and it looks like 2021-3161 is out of New York, right?
Yes.
Out of the state of New York. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Gonzalez Martinez, you're here in case 2021 MM8259AO on charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Josue, last name Ortiz, Ortiz.
Sir, you're here, and can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You can put your hand down, sir. Can you tell me how you know Mr. Gonzalez Martinez?
He's my partner and my business partner.
All right. And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Yes, sir.
Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
Never.
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
No, sir.
Say you have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. George?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. George, you advocating for no contact or for no hostile contact?
Your Honor, I would ask, based on the testimony here by the victim, I would ask for no hostile contact order in this case.
State, what do you think?
Your Honor, I have no objection, especially as Mr. Gonzalez does qualify for pretrial release, so I believe he can be monitored. He doesn't have any other history. Victim has appeared and stated that he does want to have contact. So I don't have any objection at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez-Martinez is going to set your bond, in this case, amount of $500. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You have no hostile contact with the victim in this case. No hostile contact means this. If you all are going to continue this relationship, there are things that are going to come up between you all that's going to cause conflict. However, those disagreements, those arguments cannot become violent. There could be no threats made. There could be no abusive language used. Because no matter whether he calls law enforcement or somebody that sees or hears you all arguing calls law enforcement, you will be arrested for violating my orders. You will spend a lot of time here with me on a no bond status for violating those orders. You understand that? Can't hear you.
Yes.
You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'll be already appointed a public defender, correct? All right. You have a great day, sir. Have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Morning, my name is Jerry Rivera.
Mr. Rivera, you're here in case 2021 MM569AA on charge of battery and 3 counts. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest.
Sure.
Hold on.
On this one.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Miguel Rivera, Rivera.
And can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me how you know Mr. Rivera?
He's my son.
Do you want to have contact with your son while this case is pending?
Yes, and depends how he comports himself because he's got problems.
I understand that. I got a question. Do the other victims in this case live in the same residence with you?
Yeah, my wife and my daughter.
Right. Is this your wife standing to your left?
My wife, and that's my daughter, and she had problems with him too.
Okay.
Because he doesn't know how to comport, do the things right.
All right. All right. Did drugs and alcohol play a role in this incident?
No, sir.
Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all?
Yes.
When was the most recent one prior to this incident?
Not too long ago, we had to come from New Mexico back because he I don't know what happened to him, and he fell into some kind of conflict there with himself, and he destroyed her room. He destroyed my room. He went out, and they picked him up. They took him in, and he stayed 5 days inside that place. I don't know how you call it. Aspire. For 5 days because he didn't know what to do and how to handle it.
Has he been diagnosed with mental health illness?
Yes, sir.
Does he receive regular treatment?
He's supposed to, but he denies on himself that he doesn't have no problems and he doesn't want to take his pills.
I don't need that.
You know what medications he's supposed to be taking?
He's supposed to be taking psychotic. He has. They caught him with 3 doctors told us that he had schizophrenic and he's delusional with paranoid tendencies. Panicky, paranoid.
Okay. All right. Let's get Jennifer Rivera?
Hello.
Hello. Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Yeah.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you put your hand down. Tell me how you know Mr. Rivera.
He's my brother.
Do you want to have contact with him?
No.
And Maria, step up for me. Can you tell me your name?
Yes, Maria Brito.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
I can't hear you.
I do.
All right. And Mr. Rivera is your son?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to have contact with him?
Yes.
All right. Someone explains, get a state opportunity. You say have any questions for any of these witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. George?
No questions, Your Honor.
So the problem is that Jennifer doesn't want to have contact with him. As long as Jennifer is living with you all, I'm not going to send him back to the house. What I was thinking about doing, has he been screened before in the past for mental health pretrial release? Has he been screened before in the past by mental health pretrial release?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Me too. Me and mental health stuff. Man. I feel like that's just a problem.
All right, sir. I'm going to release you on mental health pretrial release in this case. If you don't qualify for mental health pretrial release, I'm going to set your bond in each count in the amount of $500. Condition of the bond in these cases, you had no contact with the victims. You need to maintain a separate residence from the victims. Give you one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Well, in order that you maintain any mental health appointments that you have and take any psychotropic or mental health medications that are being prescribed to you in the dosage that is prescribed. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. All right, so what's going to happen, the doctor is going to take a look at him for like over the next few days and see whether he's going to be a good candidate for a mental health program that we have here at the jail. But until another judge orders it, he should have no contact with any of you. All right. Have a great day, sir. All right. So I guess we're ready for the Russian interpreter. I hit it too fast. Good morning.
Good morning. This is a Russian interpreter. My ID number is 208468.
All right. And can you just give me your first name?
My name is Katya.
All right.
Katia.
Could you raise your right hand to be sworn in?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you'll translate from English to Russian and Russian to English to the best of your abilities to help you God?
Yes, I do.
I have a defendant at the lectern. Could you greet him this morning and ask him to tell me his name?
Доброе утро. На линии переводчик. Вы меня слышите, понимаете?
Доброе утро, да, слышу вас.
Очень приятно. Как вас зовут?
Зовут Евгений, приятно вас слышать, Екатерина.
Спасибо. This is the interpreter. Evgeny can hear and understand me well.
All right. I need him to tell me his name.
Пожалуйста, произнесите ваше имя и фамилию для судьи.
My name is Evgeny Naumenko.
Evgeny Naumenko.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM8253AO on charge of battery dating violence.
Your Honor, I didn't catch the whole number. Would you kindly repeat?
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM8253AO on charge of battery dating violence.
Thank you. Здесь по повестке от 2021 года повестка ММ 8253AO относительно грубого отношения и нападения.
I reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. I found probable cause for your arrest.
Причина определить, веская ли причина для вашего ареста.
I'm going to set your bond in this case amount of $500, and it's going to come with pretrial release supervision.
Я установлю, чтобы вас могли отпустить на поруки под залог $500 и чтобы под административным надзором.
One order, you have no contact with the victim in this case.
Я приказываю вам не вступать ни в какой контакт с жертвой в данном деле.
You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim.
Необходимо проживать в разных местах с жертвой.
May not possess, so I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at a shared residence.
Я дам вам определенный срок, возможность, чтобы вы могли забрать личные вещи с данного места жительства.
You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
Вам нельзя иметь огнестрельное оружие, и если у вас таково есть, после того, как вас отпустят, вам нужно будет сдать его в течение 24 часов.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir.
Я закрепляю за вами общественного публичного адвоката. Желаю вам хорошего дня.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor. We appreciate your business. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Carlos Alberto Jr.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 8265 AO on charge of violation of domestic violence injunction. Reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. State, did you intend to file motion pretrial detention in this case?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Sir, I'm going to set your bond in this matter amount $10,000. Condition of the bond that you have no contact with the victim, no weapons, no firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You need to abide by the injunction in 2019 DR 3979 AO.
Your Honor, I have a complaint. I don't know if I'm using the right words, verbiage.
Well, we're going to appoint a public defender to represent you. Talk to her about the facts of your case. However, you are on probation for violating this injunction in case 2019 MM 7090 AO. In that case, the court already did sign a warrant earlier today for your arrest. Because I want to find an on-view violation of probation and set your bond at no bond at this time until that warrant is served on you. Condition, you still have no contact with the victim. Abide by the injunction in that case. Have a great day, sir.
That was not a threat on the paper. She said that there is a child involved on the paper. They completely overlooked everything. I filed for paternity.
Once again, sir, you need to understand these orders are agreements between you and the court. And if you continue to violate them, you're going to continue to stay here with me. And so you can make that decision and choose to do whatever you want to do. But, just let you know that you'll spend a lot of time here with me. Have a great day. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name? Man, we here in Okaloosa County case 18-235. Bond in your case is $2,500. Your bond's gonna remain as set. Gonna appoint the public defender to represent you until we get you over to Okaloosa. You have a great day, man.
Say that again, sir.
Your bond's $2,500. $2,500 is your bond. Have a great day.
I don't understand what's going on.
All right. Morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, Jarvis Thompson.
Mr. Thompson, you here for Osceola County case 2020 CT 2920 AO for a violation of probation. Bond is $2,000. Bond's gonna remain as set. Gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day.
Okay. Your Honor, can I ask a quick question?
Yep, you can talk to your attorney.
Um,
Talk to your attorney.
We don't have to convert without basically again, it's going to be no longer to be a P. Circle that. On this one.
Thanks, Your Honor.
All right, have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Andre Jackson, sir.
Mr. Jackson, you're here for a violation of community control in 2020 CF 11 AO. Judge set your bond at no bond in your warrant. Your bond's gonna remain as set. I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir.
I can tell you something real quick.
I'm gonna have you talk to your attorney. Everything you tell me is on the record. It can be used against you.
This is my attorney right here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I don't know how he got probation on that. It was 7 years. I don't know.
When's the next court date? When's the next on the way?
She's about to tell you. Yeah. She's a little.
Yeah. You want the calendar screen program? The 29th. You see Judge Lattimore. Yes, sir?
All right, appreciate it. Big
Yeah,
thing.
yes, I was possible.
How you doing today, sir?
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Alan Pace.
Mr. Pace, you're here in case 2005 CF 11200A for violation of probation. Judge signed your warrant. In this case, set your bond at no bond. Bonds can remain at no bond. You seem to be a violent felony offender of special concern. Not going to be entitled to release or bail or bond on this case until your violation of probation is completed. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case.
Okay.
You have a great day, sir.
Can I make a statement?
I'm going to have to talk to your attorney first before you start making a statement. Based on the charge you're facing, you may not want to say anything.
Court date tonight?
29th.
29th.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Darius Wells.
Mr. Wells, you're here in case 2021 MM8254AO on a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. Due to charging affidavit, in this case, they find probable cause for your arrest. Stay your bond, $500. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're on probation in 2021 CF 5613AO. Corresponding on violation of probation, going to set your bond at no bond in that case. You're a violent felony offender, special concern. You're not going to be entitled to release or bail and bond on that case until your violation of probation goes to hearing. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. In both your cases, I apologize. All right.
That is our morning session.
All right, so I was going to take a 15-minute. You guys need any more time?
No.
Ms. George?
That's good, Your Honor. Thank you.
You got 15 minutes, so we'll be back. Let's say 10:30. Sorry, let's go on record. The BRC, kind of say put the names on the record.
Brenda Eugene on behalf of the State Attorney's Office.
And from the Public Defender's Office.
Letitia George on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
Now, Ms. Davis from Pretrial Release Services. I'm going to start with our Spanish cases. Let's see if we can get an interpreter.
Good morning again, Your Honor. This is Theodore Leal, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has been previously sworn, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Leal. I need your help again this morning. I have a few cases. I have a defendant. The lectern can see if we can do a sound check.
See.
Connected, Your Honor.
All right, good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Lady Galvan.
Lady Galvan.
Ma'am, we here in case 2021 MM 5859AL on a failure to appear warrant. Bond in your case is $1,000. Amount asked the state of Florida to have an offer to resolve this case.
It's an adjudication of guilt. Credit time served. No return to 2361 North Cimarron Boulevard.
Ma'am, do you want to take the offer of adjudication of guilt credit for the time you spent in Orange County Jail to support cost of prosecution in this case?
See.
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Lo juro.
I do.
Man, you can put your hand down. You're charged with the crime of trespass and occupied structure, refusal to leave. That is a first. The maximum penalties for that is a 4 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
See.
Yes.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No me opongo.
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all your rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you.
¿Cómo?
You understand you're waiving your rights on the plea form? There's a form in front of you. Do you read and understand the Spanish language?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Did you read the form that's in front of you?
Beautiful.
Lo estoy leyendo ahora.
I'm reading it now.
All right.
Ya ella me...
Well, while you're reading that, I'm going to just go over the rights that are on the form. You understand you're given the right to have a trial in this case where the state had to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
So no se puede resolver el caso hoy.
So the case cannot be resolved today?
The case can be resolved today, but in order to do that, you have to waive certain rights. They're outlined on the plea forms in front of you, but since you did not read it yet, I want to go over them with you while we speak. One of the first right that you're giving up, the most important one, is that you're giving up the right to have a trial where the state had to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Mm-hmm. Sí.
Yes.
You understand you're given the right to have an attorney appointed to represent you at that trial if you cannot afford it.
Sí.
Yes.
You understand? You have the right to challenge the state's evidence and call witnesses on your behalf.
Mm-hmm.
See or no?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you into this plea?
No.
Nope.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Sí.
Yes.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Sí.
Yes.
I did have the opportunity to review your court file this morning. I did find a factual basis contained therein. I accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. Give you credit for the 4 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 4 days credit time, sir. Court costs and cost of prosecution in this case are $273. We're going to give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, ma'am.
Igualmente, gracias.
Same to you. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Ricardo López, Your Honor.
Ricardo Lopez, Your Honor.
Sir, you're here in case 2018 MM 5445 AO on a failure to appear warrant. Bond in this case is $500.
Your Honor, this is Edgardo Medina.
Sorry. I'm sorry. What happened to Martinez?
Who's Martinez?
All right. 1 second. This is
Medina?
Medina?
Edgardo Lopez Medina.
There we go. Sorry about that, sir. So you're here in case 2021 CF 5612AO on a warrant signed by a judge charging fleeing attempt to elude law enforcement, resisting officer without violence, and driving on license suspended. Viewed that warrant affidavit. The judge found probable cause for your arrest. Going to set bond. Stated bond. I'm sorry. It's going to set bond to count 1 in amount of $3,000. Count 2, $100. Count 3, $100. Addition of the bond, you not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. What I didn't have time to look up was this case. This case was after he was on bond in his other fleeing case.
Yes, Your Honor. This is a 20 CF
No,
case.
this is looks like a non-arrest case. That's what I'm trying. I didn't look at the dates.
Oh, I see. I'll have a look at the dates.
¿Puedo hablar en algún momento?
May I talk at some point?
You have the right to remain silent. Everything you tell me can be used against you. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this new case.
Mr. Interpreter, could you please advise the client that I would suggest he not talk about the facts of the case?
Ok, yo lo que quiero es expresarle algo al juez, por favor.
the one thing I want to do is express something in front of the judge, please.
Well, let me get this information from the state of Florida and maybe want to change how you want to express yourself.
Gracias.
For the new one, Your Honor, it's on the 8th day of May 2021, did in violation of Section 316, 1935. So it's May 8th of this year, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you're out on bond, I believe, in 2020 CF 13168 AO. Court finding probable cause you commit a new law offense while out on bond in that case, or revoke that bond. Said new bond is $0 in that matter. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in case you're not already appointed. You have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, por favor, mi mamá está en el hospital desde el viernes con un semi-stroke y yo soy el único sole caregiver of her. Yo necesito que usted me dé una oportunidad. Yo nunca he fallado los casos de la corte. Yo nunca he dejado de llegar a la corte. Yo siempre, inclusive el lunes me presenté a la corte porque entendía que tenía juicio. Yo no he corrido a la ley. Yo necesito que usted tenga consideración conmigo. Mi mamá está en el hospital. Soy el único que la cuida a ella. Tengo mi casa abandonada. No estoy en la disposición de correrle a ustedes. Yo me he presentado a la corte, señor. Por favor, tenga consideración.
Your Honor, please, Your Honor. My mother has a stroke. She had a stroke on Friday. She's in the hospital. I am the only person that can care for her. I'm the sole person that is able to care for my mother, Your Honor. And I have never, ever failed to appear in court, Your Honor. I need you to give me a chance. I even went, and I will not run away, Your Honor. I will go and I will come back to the court, Your Honor. I can assure you.
I got caught on Monday, sir.
I got court on Monday.
That's fine. Then you can address this case with a judge on Monday. My concern is not you failing to appear. My concern is your current and past activity, the same sort that has now brought you to 2 charges of the felony capacity that are actually dangerous to everybody else in the world. Now, the next question I have for you is most concerning. Stop. Next question I have for you is that you're telling me that your mother is disabled and nobody can take care of her. You need me to contact the Department of Children and Families to make sure that there's somebody there to take care of her, and she's not going to be, in life-threatening circumstances. Is she at the hospital?
Ella está en el hospital ahora, pero yo le quiero pedir que usted me dé una oportunidad, señor. Yo no le he corrido a ustedes. Yo me presenté el lunes a la corte. Yo siempre me he presentado a la corte. Y el viernes mi mamá tuvo un semi-stroke. Está en el hospital ahora mismo con una intensidad crítica. Yo soy el único que la está cuidando, señor. Yo no voy a correrle a usted. Yo me presenté.
It's a simple question.
Señor, la pregunta era,
do you need me to contact the Department of Children and Families to make sure that somebody's there for your mother? You're telling me you're the only person in the world that can take care of
you. No, señor, no deseo eso. Yo deseo estar con mi mamá. Yo voy a presentarme a la corte el lunes. Yo tengo caso.
See right now.
I wish to be with my mom.
This is your problem right now. You're telling me about what you want. And the charges you're facing are really about what you want. And that was best for everybody else. So you answer my question, or I'm going to send you out the door, and we're not going to have. Your mom may not take a while for her to get the help she needs because you won't answer my question. So, do you need your attorney, myself, or the state of Florida to contact the Department of Children and Families to have somebody do a wellness check on your mom to make sure that she is not in life-threatening circumstances, or
Your Honor, yo no le he corrido a ustedes. Yo me he presentado a la corte. Yo espero
Your Honor, I never run away from you.
Y me dejen
I always.
Señor,
all right, sir. Have a great day.
Oh,
Ms. Martinez? Rita Martinez?
What's the booking number, Your Honor?
Martinez.
Yep. Okay, I thought I saw her on the Spanish sheet. Okay, never mind. All right, thank you, Mr. Interpreter.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
All right, who's our next person? So I'll make sure I'm in order here. Okay, so arraignments. All right. All right, it's 2021 MM7373AO. Ms. Brown, she's a public defender client.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor, and enter a plea of not guilty.
All right, we're setting for Division 84.
Pre-trial conference, December 13th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 4B.
All right.
Watcher Terry's medical, Your Honor.
Who?
Watcher Terry. Oh,
Yeah.
Robinson, Your Honor, is refused.
All right, Robinson is a refusal, 2021 MO 1381AO. Going to appoint a public defender to represent him. Do you want, so Ms. represent her? I apologize. So no, Robinson. This is Robinson. The person.
Sorry.
Do you want to reset her for tomorrow?
Yes, Your Honor. There was an offer. Can we see if she'll come tomorrow?
All right, we'll reset the case for tomorrow. All right. And then Chapman. Your refusal. All right. One, sir, can you tell me your name? Can you tell me your name, sir?
What?
What is your name? Mr. Chapman, you're here in case 2021 MM7406AO. You've been charged with information with the crime of petty theft of $100 or more. That is a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Ms. George, what plea do you want to enter on behalf of Mr. Chapman?
I'm not guilty, Your Honor.
Mr. Chapman, I'm going to accept your plea of not guilty in this case. I want to set you for pretrial in Division 61 on the following day.
Pre-trial conference, January 1st. Sorry, January 7th at 1:30, courtroom 6B.
All right, sir. Thank you. Have a great day. All right, have a good day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, sir. My name is Javier Pastrana Jr.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM7519AO. You've been charged with by information with the crime of trespassing an occupied structure. As a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Ms. George, what plea do you want to enter on behalf of your client?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Sir, I'm going to accept your plea of not guilty in this case. I'm going to set you for Division 82 on the following day.
If I change that, I never pleaded. I never said guilty or not guilty. If I do that,
You have an attorney to enter the plea on your behalf.
I know, but I haven't spoken to my attorney. I'm just saying, if I do guilty,
Your Honor, there's
Well, hold on.
competency issues, which is why I didn't plead.
Okay. All right, sir.
okay.
Have a great day.
Can you repeat that? What happened?
Pre-trial conference, December 13th at 10:30, courtroom 10B.
All right. Yes, sir. You have a great day. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Gene Bartholomew.
Mr. Bartholomew, you're here in case 2021 CF 13542AO on charge of possession of a controlled substance. Judge issuing your warrant in this case, found probable cause. Going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $500. Addition to bond should not possessing drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and you are subject to random drug and alcohol testing in this case. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Thomas Lacey.
Mr. Lacey, here on a warrant signed by a judge finding probable cause in case 2021 CF 15022AO, charges of home invasion, robbery with a weapon, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, and grand theft. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. State, what are you asking I do as to count one of the warrant affidavit?
I apologize, Your Honor. What case number and what is he charged with?
This is Mr. Columbus Lacey, right?
Yeah, they didn't tell me that
The case I had on my docket was for 2021 CF 15022.
If you give me just a moment, Your Honor, because that's not what I have, so just one moment.
Yeah, no problem. Now review the affidavit. I mean, he has another case, but that's not the case we have today. All right, after Mr. Lacey, let's do Galarisa Storm.
Your Honor, count one is punishable by life. I ask defendant be held no bond.
Ms. George, do you have a response to?
Welcome to an Econo meeting. You are entering the meeting now.
Your response to the state's request?
Your Honor, we reserve the right to have an Arthur hearing.
All right, Ms. Lacey, as to count one, the court's going to hold you at no bond. Count two, I'm going to stay your bond at $10,000. Count three, $2,500. Condition of your bonds that you have no contact with any victims, witnesses, or co-defendants in this case. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case.
This is the case.
And sorry. And now return to the scene of location where the incident occurred. All right. You have a great day, sir.
So does he have another case, Your Honor, with the
No,
kidnapping? Or is it all wrapped up in one?
I see a false imprisonment case that I think he was seen on already.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Lacey, he has another case, but I thought somebody already saw him on that case.
He already saw it.
Yeah. Storm Galarisa, am I saying that right, Mr. Phillips?
No, this is Chuck Hughes standing in for Mr. Phillips on Storm Galarza. I'm not sure either, Your Honor. I've been on this about 5 minutes.
Thought you may have had a family member there. Somebody's correcting us.
We'll have that next time, I'm sure, and I hope.
Yeah.
I don't have a copy of the arrest report. So at this point, we're just is he present?
Yeah, we're waiting for him to come into the courtroom.
Okay.
I'll call up the case. Yep. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Storm Galarza.
Say your name one more time.
Storm Galarza.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 15038AO on charge of aggravated assault with a firearm. Counsel, put your name on the record.
There's Charles Hughes, law firm of Katz and Phillips for Mr. Galarza.
All right. Sir, I did find probable cause for your arrest after reviewing that charging affidavit. Mr. Hughes, do you want to tell me anything before I set release conditions in this case?
Your Honor, just requesting an ROR bond at this time until we can sit and meet with the client and get up to speed on the matter.
I don't think I can set ROR on a dangerous crime under Florida Statute 907.041. So I want to, but I noticed that he only has one conviction in his record from 2017. So, sir, I'm going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $3,000. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. That you have no contact with the victim in this case, no contact with any witnesses from this case. You may not return to the scene of the location where this incident occurred. You also may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And you have Mr. Phillips' firm representing you in this case. Does anyone have anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, that's all I have.
All right. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Representing any other clients, Mr. Hughes?
No, so that's all I have for today. May I be
All right.
excused?
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
You as well, sir. Thank you.
All right. All right, Butcher. All right, 2020 MM 7113 AO. It's a public defender case. It's a VOP.
I'll waive and enter denial, Your Honor.
All right. We'll set him for Division 50, violation of probation status.
Division 50 VOP status, December 10th at 9 o'clock.
Why do we have so many VOPs? What happened? Was it over the weekend or something? Okay. All right, Kellum. Yep. All right, it's 2015 MM 11614 AO. The public defender case is a VOP.
I'll waive and enter denial, Your Honor.
All right, so for Division 62, violation of probation status.
VOP status, December 6th at 9 o'clock.
All right, and Paulin, 2020 MM 445 AO. This is a public defender client case. It's also a violation of probation.
I'll waive and enter denial, Your Honor.
So for Division 50.
December 10th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 7C.
All right, then I have Phillips, Quincy Phillips, 2021 MO 1250. As a public defender client.
I'll waive and enter denial. Enter.
Not guilty. I got you.
Not guilty. I'm sorry.
No problem. I was a little tongue tied this morning as well. All right, this time for Division 61 trial.
January 7th at 1:30, courtroom 6B.
All right. And I had David Rogers, 2021 MM 7681 AO. All right, so also a public defender client.
I'll waive and enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, we're 7 for Division 63 for pretrial.
December 9th at 1 o'clock, courtroom 12C.
And I had Williamson, 2021 MM 7700 AO, is a public defender client.
I'll waive and enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, we'll set him for Division 63 for pretrial.
December 9th at 1 o'clock, courtroom 12C.
Question for the one case I had this morning, where we had the violation of, he was on probation for violation of domestic violence, injunction, violation of injunction. He picked up a new violation of injunction. You want me, can we waive, or you want to wait till the warrants served on him and then you see him again? We'll probably see him like tomorrow or Wednesday. Thursday. Miss George, Miss Davis. I'm gonna make sure, like, can we do that, or do you want to wait till the warrants served?
Because he'll be seen tomorrow.
All right, we'll wait till tomorrow then. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning. Michi.
Mr.
The last name is John Beer, Janvier.
All right, Mr. John Vier, you're here in case 2021 MM 8264AO on a trespass on property after warning. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Was there an offer to resolve this case?
Withhold of adjudication, credit time served, no return to 8235 International Drive.
And sir, did you want to accept the offer of a withhold of adjudication of guilt, credit for the time you spent in Orange County Jail?
Correct.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
So you can put your hand down. Sir, the charge of trespass on property after warning is a first-degree misdemeanor. The maximum penalties for that is 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest on that.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on a plea form that's in front of you?
Right.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
Recently, medication, but it's as needed. But the house doesn't have them right now. So.
Okay. Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Bipolar.
All right. Are you suffering from the symptoms of your bipolar disorder right now?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you into this plea?
No, not at all.
You understand about entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation from this country.
Correct. Yes.
I did have an opportunity to view your charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis contained therein. I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. We're going to withhold adjudication of guilt, give you credit for the 1 day you spent in the Orange County Jail with 1 day credit time served. Court costs of prosecution are $273. We'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You got 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Is it Mr. Pollock?
Under, Your Honor.
All right, Pollock bonded. At Simpson. All right. Smith. Come on up. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Herbert Smith.
Mr. Smith, you're here in case 2021 MM568AA on charge of paid theft. You reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Says an offer in this case.
Adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the Circle K at 277 Main Street.
All right, Mr. Smith, do you want to accept the offer from the state of Florida?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
So help me God. Yes, I do.
Put your hand down. Sir, the charge you're facing is a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest in this case?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you.
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you in this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes.
You understand that a conviction in this case at a later date can be used to enhance your sentencing up to a third-degree felony. Gary.
Yes, sir.
I did have an opportunity to view your charging affidavit. In this case, I did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept your plea of no contest. Finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. Give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir.
And we got a print card. Somebody grab this print card. Thank you. All right. O'Connell.
Bonded too.
No, next person I have is Mary O'Connell. Or McElroy, Kelly McElroy. She's another alias.
What's the booking number?
I don't know. I had Smith and then I have this person. This is the next person I have, Mary O'Connell. All right. O'Connell's the next person I have next. Yep. Inmate number 210272222.
Yeah. You don't have a Martinez or Rita Martinez?
Okay. Hold on. Let me see. I don't have a face sheet for her. But come on up, Miss Martinez. Oh, I did have Rita Martinez. That's what I was asking about before. I think I gave it to you already. No, that's fine. It's fine. I got it. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Rita Martinez.
Ms. Martinez, you're here in case 2018 MM5445AO on a failure to appear warrant. Bond in your case is $500. Was there an offer to resolve Ms. Martinez's case?
There was, Your Honor, but she is incompetent. She's been deemed incompetent, so I might just ask that you stay the bond.
All right. I'm going to say she's been deemed incompetent in this case? Or just,
I believe it's this case, Your Honor.
All right. All right, babe, I'm going to stay your bond at $500. Are this public defender on the case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You have a great day, ma'am.
Okay.
I had her at the beginning. I think I already gave you the face sheet for her. All right. Morning, can you tell me your name?
Mary Kelly O'Connell.
Ms. O'Connell, you're here in case 2020 MM8804AO on a failure to appear warrant. Bond is $1,000. Is there an offer to resolve this case?
No, Your Honor.
Right, can I plead
All right,
guilty?
we're going to stay the bond at amount of $1,000. Addition of the bond. Sorry. Stay the bond amount of $1,000. Is the public defender on this case? Yes. All right, you already had the public defender represent you at this case. Can't resolve your case right now. It's a enhanceable offense. So you got to go talk to your division judge and see if you can work something out there. Okay? You have a good day.
I don't understand.
Your charges are enhanceable, and we have an admin order that doesn't allow me to resolve your case right now. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Eric Tyree Bimbo, sir.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MO1380AO on charges of disorderly conduct. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I believe the city of Orlando is offering you a withhold adjudication of guilt and court costs. You want to resolve your case?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Put your hand down. Sir, the charge you're facing is a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest.
You understand about entering a plea of no contest? You're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you.
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand about entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
Did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit in this case. Did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept your plea of no contest. Finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to withhold adjudication of guilt. Going to give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs in this case are $223. Give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money to the clerk in full. You got 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
No action.
And no action on your out on bond case. All right, 2021 CO 1436 AO. Are we likely to see him tomorrow or? All right, let's reset him for tomorrow and see if we can resolve his case. All right, and Gutierrez. All right, sir, this is case 2021 CT 7713 AO. You're on charge with the charge of driver license suspended. We're going to stay your bond at $500. Condition your bond not operate a motor vehicle while valid driver's license. State, are you asking me to take any action on this violation of probation case?
Yes, Your Honor. I would ask that you find probable cause that he has violated his probation.
All right, sir, and you're on probation in Miami-Dade County case 2019 CF 16058. You're also a violent felony offender of special concern. You're not entitled to release or bail or bond on a violation of probation. The court's going to find on view violation of probation. Did find probable cause for that. Set your bond at no bond in that case. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in all your cases. You have a great day, sir. To Miami-Dade. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Evelise Gutierrez.
Ms. Gutierrez, you're here in case 2021 CT 6405 AO on a failure to appear warrant. Bond is $2,000. Does anybody have offers to resolve all her cases?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Bond's going to remain at $2,000. I'm not going to take any action on your out on bond case. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you if you're not already appointed. You have a great day, ma'am.
That's it?
Yep. Have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
George Masek.
Mr. Masek, you're here in case 2021 CT 684 AO on a violation of conditional pretrial release. Bond in your case is $1,500. Plus a scram unit on the vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor, may I speak?
Well, those two things are different. So you have interlock or scram, which is an ankle monitor.
That's
so.
I believe it's with the Florida Safety Council. It's supposed to be a scram bracelet.
Okay, so
They were supposed to submit over a new court order or a warrant for that.
all right, so it's the order, it's the warrant says the order, so you're gonna be outfitted with a scram bracelet from the Florida Department of Highway Safety as part of your bond release conditions. All right, have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Landon Buckles.
Mr. Buckle, you're here in case 2000. Okay. You're here in 2021 CF 8489 AO on a failure to appear warrant. Judge set your bond at no bond. Your bonds can remain at no bond. I'm not going to take any action on your out on RR case. The public defender is already appointed to represent you. You have a great day. All right, that was an interesting charge. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Equine Esther, sir.
So Esther, you here in case 2021 CF 15047 AO on charge of possession of possession of a weapon or firearm by convicted felon, possession of cocaine with intent to sell and deliver with a weapon, possession of a weapon or ammunition by a convicted felon, resisting officer violence in 1, 2, 3, 4 counts, and 1 count of possession of cannabis. View the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in count 1, amount of $5,000, count 2, $15,000, count 3, $5,000. I'm going to set your bond at $100 on your remaining counts. Condition your bond, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. On the resisting, I would, since it's all stemming from the same incident, I would ask for an ROR on the other 3 resisting without violence.
That's fine. All right, so count 4, 100, count 5, 6, and 7, ROR. And because I'm gonna hold him with no bond on the other count. So I was gonna make sure he's gonna get credit on all his counts.
Oh, okay, then that makes sense, Your Honor.
That's
You could
all
say
right.
the bonds. Yeah.
All right, I was gonna say the bond at 100. I'm sorry. Sorry, I apologize. I was gonna make sure you're gonna get credit while you're here, and because they start filing different counts, your credit's gonna get real weird. All right, sir, but you're out on bond for another possession of cocaine with intent to sell deliver case 2021 CF 14272 AO. Court's gonna revoke that bond, set that bond at $0 because he wasn't out on the RR in that case, correct?
No, it says.
That's what I thought. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm trying to remember.
No,
My
he was
computer
just
system is
arrested.
down over here.
Oh.
My Surface took a dirt nap early this morning, so I'm gonna run it blind up here a little bit.
No, he was just arrested on the 2nd, Your Honor.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
All right, have a good day, sir.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, on the.
Who? All right. I have Henderson is my next person. Have a DB no contact order for him, please. All right. Yes, ma'am. All right, sir, can you tell me your name?
Sir Henderson.
Sir, you're here in 2021 CF 15043 AO on charge of aggravated assault with a firearm. They reviewed a charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $10,000. Condition of bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case, that you maintain a separate residence from this victim, give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at the shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Just give me one moment. I'm going to get you a no contact order for you to sign.
Speed, please.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a great day. All right. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Lexus Lelane.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 14917 AO on charge of conspiracy to traffic in a controlled substance and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Judge signing your warrant in this case found probable cause for both those charges. Set your bond amount $200,000 in count 1 and $1,000 in count 2. Bond is going to remain as set. Mr. Lane, it says you work at Wing House.
Not no more.
Anymore?
I've been incarcerated in here, so I
Okay.
uh,
All right, sir. Addition your bond, you're not allowed to possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. As well as you need a full private for statute 903.046 sub 2 sub F to file an affidavit with the court attesting that the funds used to bond you out did not come from an illegal or illicit source. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
the affidavit.
I'll get Ms. George, try to get you one in a little bit, okay? 903.046, sub 2, sub F. All right. I have, I don't know, I have lodge, sorry. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Kathy Lynette Lodge.
Ms. Lodge, you're here in case 2021 CF 3216 AO on the failure to appear warrant. Judge set your bond at no bond. The bonds remain as set. You're not going to take any action on your other open case. You have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Misha Merriweather.
Say your name again?
Tamisha Merriweather.
All right, you said Jefferson.
That's the one.
Okay, that was the one that bonded. Okay. All right, Ms. Merriweather, you here for a warrant signed by a judge and information being filed in case 2021 CF 6440 AO on charges of scheme to defraud in count 1 and pay theft in counts 2, 3, and 4. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to stay your bonds as set in the warrant $2,500, $100, $100, $100. Condition of your bond that you not have any contact with any victims, witnesses, or co-defendants, and not return to the scene of the location. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, ma'am. No weapons or firearms as well. Yep, 24 hours. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 15033 AO on charge of fleeing attempt to elude law enforcement, battery on law enforcement, and resisting officer with violence. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond at count 1, $150, count 2, $150, count 3, $2,500. Condition of your bonds, you're not operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You have a great day, sir. One point public defender represents you. Have a great day.
That last part.
You cannot operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. I appointed the public defender to represent you. If you don't have a license, no.
Don't have a license?
Correct. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Richard, no.
Mr. No, you here in case 2021 CF 15042 AO on charges of possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Yes, sir.
Gonna stay your bonds is set $1,000 in count 1, $100 in count 2. Condition of your bond is not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without valid prescription. And be subject to random drug testing. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Anthony Bernard Parton.
Mr. Parton, you're here in case 2021 CF 15023 AO on a warrant signed by a judge finding probable cause for sale and delivery of methamphetamine, possession of cannabis with intent to sell and deliver, possession of fentanyl, sell and delivery of fentanyl is count 1, possession of cannabis with intent to sell and deliver is count 2, possession of fentanyl is count 3, possession of cannabis in count 4, and possession of drug paraphernalia in count 5. Count 1, I'm going to set your bond in that case amount of $15,000. Count 2, stay your bond. Count 3, stay your bond. Count 4, stay your bond. And count 5, stay your bond. Condition of your bond is not possess or consume any drugs, alcohol without a valid prescription. You're out on bond in 3 cases. First one, 2021 CF 1401, 2021 CF 1387, and 2021 CF 6158.
Excuse me, sir. I believe the judge released those bonds.
Okay.
They released the bonds back to the bondsman in cases was resolved.
Those cases resolved?
What
They're all open.
the bonds were discharged. I think he took a plea on November the 5th, but it says in clerk of courts that he was supposed to be being sentenced on December 12th.
12th? December 10th?
December 12th.
December 12th?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have 2 dates. I have the 12th on one case and then the 10th on another. I don't know which day it is. All right. Regardless, more. I'm going to hold you on those cases anyways at no bond. So whatever release condition that you had is going to be no bond. Have a great day, sir.
So I have no bond.
Now that's to the cases you have going that you have pending sentencing. No. Have a great day.
Yeah, but I just don't understand because the judge released them bonds.
Well, because you picked up a new case while you were supposed to be waiting for sentencing.
Yeah, but I mean, I ain't out on bond no more on those charges.
That doesn't mean. What does that mean?
The judge released them bonds. I don't have no more bonds on them charges. So
Well,
I'm not.
I'm holding you on those charges.
Yes, you can, sir. I understand that, sir. But I just why would my bonds be revoked on them charges if the judge released them bonds?
If the bonds, if you were out on some kind of discharge bond or ROR, whatever release you're on, your bond is or no bond. If there was no bond to revoke, I don't have to revoke the bond. Just had to set bond at $0 in your cases, which is what I did.
Okay, so I won't be able to bond out?
Correct.
Raimondi Medical.
All right, it's 2021 CF 14920 AO. Going to appoint a public defender to represent Mr. Raimondi.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
He had a warrant signed by the judge to find probable cause for several counts. I'm going to state all the bonds in the warrant. Condition of the bond that he not possess or consume any drugs, alcohol without valid prescription, no contact with the victim in this case, may not have any unsupervised contact with a child under the age of 18 years old, as well as you need to comply with Florida Statute 903.042 sub 6, 903.046 sub 2 sub F. I make all those conditions of, he qualifies for pretrial release?
No, that was on her
Okay.
previous case. These are add-on charges.
Yes. And no contact with any co-defendants or witnesses is fine. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Elias Ramos.
Mr. Ramos, you're here in case 2021 CF 15051 AO. Warrant signed by a judge charged in selling delivery of fentanyl. They reviewed probable cause affidavit, reviewed the warrant in that case. The judge did find probable cause, going to set your bond amount of $7,500 on this case. Condition of bond, no drugs, alcohol without valid prescription. Subject to random drug and alcohol testing. Out on bond in a possession of fentanyl case, 2021 CF 13251 AO. Of course, going to revoke that bond, set new bond at $0. Appointed public defender represents you in any open case you're not represented. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name? Can't hear you. Ms. Reyes, you're here in case 2021 CF 14914 AO. You're here for a warrant signed by a judge finding probable cause for racketeering, conspiracy to commit racketeering, conspiracy to traffic in a controlled substance, and counts 3, 4, 5, and 6. And unlawful use of communication device in count 7. You're going to state your bonds as set in your warrant. Condition of your bonds that you not have any contact with any co-defendants or witnesses from this case, not possessing any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, You comply with Florida Statute 903.046 sub 2 sub F, and need to file an affidavit with the court attesting that the funds used to bond you out did not come from an illegal or illicit source. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, ma'am. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Eric Rodriguez.
Mr. Rodriguez, you're here in case 2021 CF 14886 AO on charge of trafficking in cocaine of 28 grams or more and unlawful use of two-way communication device. Judge signed your warrant, already found probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in count 1 in the amount of $100,000, count 2 in the amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond is that you have no contact with any co-defendants from this case, that you also not possess or consume any drugs, alcohol without a valid prescription. You also comply with Florida Statute 903.046 sub 2 sub F, and the funds used to bond you out did not come and testing that the funds used to bond you out did not come from any illegal or illicit source. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir.
Well, thank you.
Suarez, Hospital.
All right, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Torres Suarez, 2021 CF 15036.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, go and set bond. I did find probable cause for his arrest. Set bond to count 1, 150, count 2, 2,000, count 3, 100, count 4, 150. Condition the bond that he not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Random drug testing. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Joseph Walker.
Mr. Walker, you're here in case 2021 CF 15044 AO on charge of possession of cocaine. They reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to release you on pretrial release in this case. Additionally, your pretrial release that you not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug testing in this case. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Markel.
What's your full name?
Markel Ward.
Mr. Ward, you're here in case 2021 CF 15046 AO on a charge of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. They reviewed the charging affidavit in this case. It did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $50,000. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You not return to the scene, the location where this incident occurred. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. All right. State, did I forget anything?
Nothing, Your Honor.
And Ms. George.
Nothing, Your Honor. Nothing from defense.
Ms. Davis. Denise.
We're done.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Rafael Barrera, State Certified Court Interpreter. I have been previously sworn.
All right, Mr. Barrera, good afternoon. We have case number 21-CT-3252, case number 21-CF-3410, defendant Carlos Landrau Torres. For initial appearances, we'll begin now. Mr. Landrau Torres, I will appoint the public defender to represent you in these matters.
Soy Landrau Torres. Voy a asignar las oficinas de defensor público para que lo representen en este asunto.
I have reviewed the police reports and I find probable cause for the following offenses.
He revisado el informe policíaco y determino que existe motivo fundado en los siguientes asuntos.
In case 21-CT-3252, probable cause found for driving while license suspended.
En el caso 21-CT-32512 se determina motivo fundado al cargo de conducir con licencia suspendida.
Bond will be $500.
La fianza serán $500.
In case 21-CF-3410, the court finds probable cause as follows.
En el caso 21-CF-3410, el juzgado determina motivo fundado de la siguiente manera.
Count 1, the lesser included offense of possession of cocaine.
El primer cargo, delito subsumido, posesión de cocaína.
Bond will remain $7,500.
La fianza permanecerá en $7,500.
No probable cause for count 2.
No existe motivo fundado para el segundo cargo.
Probable cause for the lesser included offense in count 3 of possession of drug paraphernalia.
Motivo fundado en el delito subsumido en el tercer cargo de posesión de parafernalia de drogas.
Bond remain $1,000.
La fianza permanecerá en $1,000.
Find probable cause for grand theft of a motor vehicle, count 4.
En el cuarto delito, determino que existe motivo fundado por hurto mayor de un vehículo.
Bond $2,500.
Fianza $2,500.
Because there was a no PC founding on count 2, the defendant will be ROR on count 2.
Debido a que no existe motivo fundado en el segundo cargo, se le da libertad bajo palabra en el segundo cargo.
Your next court dates will be provided as follows.
Las siguientes fechas de comparecencia.
On case 21-CT-3252, December 2nd at 8:05. On 21-CF-3410 on demand.
I'm sorry, Madam Clerk, could you kindly repeat the date for the CT case, please?
December 2nd, 8:05 a.m.
Thank you. En el caso 21-CT-3252, próxima comparecencia, 2 de diciembre a las 8 de la mañana. En el caso 21-CF-3410, cuando sea programada.
All right, thank you. That concludes the initial appearance.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Pat Hill on behalf of PTR, if I may.
Yes.
Su señoría, la señorita Pat Hill del Departamento de Libertad Provincial, si me permite, adelante.
For the record, this defendant has no prior arrest and he does qualify for bond with PTR.
Su señoría, para que conste, este acusado no tiene antecedente penal y reúne requisitos para el programa de libertad prejuicial confianza.
Should defendant make bond in case 21-CF-3410, supervised by pretrial release?
Si el acusado puede salir bajo fianza en el caso 21-CF-3410, será supervisado por el Departamento de Libertad Prejuicial.
Must not possess or consume or ingest any controlled substances without a prescription.
No puede poseer, ingerir o portar ninguna sustancia ilícita a que no sea una sustancia recetada.
Must have no contact with must have no contact with Jose Marrero.
No se le permitirá el contacto con José Marrero.
And subject to random drug testing.
Y será sometido a pruebas de drogas al azar.
Thank you, sir.
Gracias, caballero.
Mr. Mancini informed me there were 2 other interpreter needs. Mr. Mancini, I'll let you call up the next one.
Yes, Your Honor. It is Jose Rivera. And he is present and approaching, Your Honor.
Okay, one moment. Is anyone present for the Jose Rivera matter? Okay, I'll address you in just a minute, folks. Mr. Rivera, your date of birth?
Señor Rivera, su fecha de nacimiento. August 21st of 92.
All right, sir, I have reviewed the charging affidavit. I find probable cause for the offense of battery.
Señor, he revisado el affidavit acusatorio. Determino que existe motivo fundado para el cargo de agresión.
Setting bond at $500.
Voy a proclamar la fianza en $500.
Should you make bond, you're to have no contact whatsoever with Mr. Tony Rivera. I realize he's your brother.
Si sale usted bajo fianza, no se le permitirá contacto en absoluto con el señor Tony Rivera y yo estoy enterado de que él es su hermano.
You must not return to 2441 Dubai Street until further order of the court.
No se le permitirá regresar al 2441 Dubai Street hasta que el tribunal lo permita.
If you have personal belongings there, such as toiletries, clothing, tools for trade, you may return one time with the assistance of the sheriff's office.
Si usted tiene pertenencias personales allí, como artículos de higiene, su ropa o sus herramientas de trabajo, puede regresar una sola vez acompañado de un oficial del orden público para recuperar sus pertenencias.
You must not possess any weapons or firearms.
No se le permite portar armas de fuego, armas blancas.
Your next court date as follows.
La próxima comparecencia cuando sea ordenada.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Public defender is appointed.
Se le asigna el defensor público. And Your Honor, the interpreter can request the case number for this last defendant, please.
Yes, the case number is 21MM3076.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Mr. Mancini, I believe you said we had one more.
Yes, Your Honor. It is Peter Suarez Gonzalez. And he is approaching, Your Honor.
All right.
And Your Honor, the interpreter can respectfully request the spelling of the first name of this defendant, please.
E-I-D-E-R.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Eider Suarez Gonzalez, you've been arrested for failing to appear for an arraignment.
Señor Eider Suárez González, usted lo han arrestado por falta de comparecencia a una vista incoatoria.
Underlying charge, theft of property $100 or more in value.
El delito subyacente es hurto de propiedad con un valor más allá de $100.
Case number 21MM1686.
Caso 21MM1686.
The court granted you a bond of $2,999.
El juzgado le había emitido a usted una fianza de $2,999.
And the public defender is appointed to represent you in this matter.
El abogado defensor público ha sido asignado para que lo represente en este asunto.
Next court date?
December 2nd, 8:05 a.m.
I'm sorry, Madam Clerk, could you kindly repeat that, please?
December 2nd, 8:05 a.m.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Próxima comparecencia, 2 de diciembre, 8:05 de la mañana.
I believe this concludes our interpreter needs.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good afternoon.
You as well. Thanks. I neglected to have personnel put their names on the record, so I'll just go ahead and put this on the record. We have Assistant State Attorney Ms. Jasmine Scarborough here from the state. At the jail, we have Mr. Mancini from the Public Defender's Office, as well as Ms. Hill from pretrial release. I'm going to turn next to a case where we have members of the public here, I believe, for the hearing. First, we'll call up Jacob Frith.
President approaching, Your Honor.
All right. Just one moment, folks. All right, I believe Jeremy Sliker might be here. Is Jeremy Sliker present? All right, am I saying the name correctly? All right, and then Jennifer Williams, okay, are both present, and they can hear and see what's taking place. Just one second. I called Jacob Frith, who's before the court. One moment. All right, Mr. Schleicher and Ms. Williams, if either of you wish to be heard today, the court would hear from you briefly. That's totally up to you. Did either of you want to speak today? Yes. All right, you can come forward to the podium, whoever that might be. Ms. Williams. Right, good afternoon. Hi, I'm Judge Epperson. Because we're in court, if you could please raise your right hand to be sworn. Madam Clerk?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to testify the truth and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Thank you. I'll do the rest of them, that's fine. Okay, and ma'am, if you could just please state your name.
Jennifer Williams.
All right, Ms. Williams, I have read the charging affidavit in this case, and you were referenced in it as potentially a victim in the case. So you have the right under our state constitution to be heard today briefly, not to discuss the facts of the case, but anything that might be relevant to whether the court grants bond, and if the court does grant bond, what conditions the court might impose. So you can give me all of your thoughts on that.
I'm asking that my brother is to mentally be evaluated, is why I'm here today.
Okay.
Because I am scared, and I'm scared that what he would do to himself. So I'm asking that there is a mental evaluation done, that he needs help.
All right. Miss Scarborough is here from the state attorney's office. Miss Scarborough, did you have any questions of Ms. Williams?
Yes, briefly. Does your brother possess any weapons in addition to the gun?
Yes, multiple.
Okay. And where are those weapons?
At my grandparents' house.
Okay. And where does your brother currently reside?
At my grandparents' house, 4775 Hidden Heights Trail.
Okay. And are you currently in fear?
Yes.
No further questions.
Mr. Mancini, any questions of Ms. Williams?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Williams. Based on the allegations, Mr. Schleicher, you also had the opportunity to be heard if you wish to be. Did you wish to be heard?
She said.
All right. Thank you.
Your Honor?
Yes, Ms. Hill.
I would just like to state that Mr. Firth has no prior arrest, and he does qualify for bond with PTR, and we would be asking for PTR with mental health conditions so that he could be evaluated and participate in our mental health, PTR with mental health conditions program.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Mancini?
Not at this time, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Frith, having reviewed the affidavit in this matter, the court does find probable cause for count 1, discharging a firearm in public. Court, in that case, will set your bond at $1,000. The court also finds probable cause for improper exhibition of a firearm. The court will set bond in that case at $1,000. Because of the conditionality of the threat that's articulated in the affidavit, although the court totally understands why the officer wrote up ag assault, I know the attorneys understand what I mean when I say because of the conditional threat, the court does not find probable cause at this point in time for the ag assault with a firearm. Obviously, that does not mean that the state attorney's office cannot prosecute that charge. It just means that based on what I have before me, I don't have PC for that. So it'd be an ROR on that. Now, Mr. Frith, should you make bond, I'm placing you on pretrial release supervision with the following conditions. First of all, you're not to return to 1607 Salmon Street. All right. Do you have personal belongings at that location?
No, sir.
All right. So you're not to return to 1607 Salmon Street in St. Cloud. You're to have no contact until further order of the court with Ms. Jennifer Williams or Mr. Jeremy Schleicher. You're also not to possess any weapons or firearms. If you have any firearms in your actual or constructive possession, those must be surrendered to the sheriff's office until this case is concluded. And I'll give you, should you make bond, you'll have 24 hours to achieve that. You're also not to possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or go to any bars while you're on pretrial release supervision. And you're not to possess any controlled substances such as cannabis or any other controlled substances without a prescription. Also, this will be pretrial release with mental health conditions as articulated by Ms. Hill. The Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you in this matter. Your next court date as follows.
On demand.
You'll receive your next court date. Ms. Scarborough?
Your Honor, if I may be heard, the family did express a lot of concern about the defendant returning the weapons. Is it possible for the sheriff's office to go to the home where they are and seize those? They are currently in fear, as Ms. Williams stated.
Well, I did say that Mr. Frith cannot possess any weapons or firearms. I guess as a practical matter, turning those in would necessitate possession. So I would tell Mr. Frith that you must comply with all law enforcement activities that are made in an effort to seize any firearms that are in your actual or constructive possession. And you may not live, well, I'm going to strike that for just a moment. Mr. Mancini, do you know where your client at this point intends to live if he makes bond?
May I have one moment, Your Honor?
You may.
He's just informed me that he intends to live with his grandparents, Your Honor.
All right, I believe that was an address that was earlier given as 4775 Hidden Trail, Hidden Height Trail.
Yes, Your Honor, that's what he informed me of as well.
Are the grandparents present in the courtroom? No. Do you know if there's any weapons or firearms in that home?
There is.
Yeah.
Multiple. I have a list.
All right.
They do not want this is their daughter. They do not want the guns on their property.
Right. All right. Well, Mr. Frith, I've already ordered that you cannot possess any firearms or weapons, either actually or constructively. Constructively meaning, actually meaning they're on your person. Constructively meaning you have access, immediate access to them. So whatever conditions you choose to live in, that has to be the condition. All right. I'm not going to enter an order today directing some third party to yield up their firearms or weapons, but Mr. Frith must conduct himself within the parameters I've just announced. All right. Your court date's been given. Thank you. All right. All right. Thank you. Christopher Handy. Christopher Handy.
Your Honor, I've been informed that he is in the hospital. We'd be asking for a 24-hour reset in this case.
We'll reset Mr. Handy for tomorrow's initial appearances. Ardeo Shumandoth.
Present and approaching, Your Honor. He has also informed me that his family has attempted to retain private counsel. I don't know if they're present in your courtroom, Your Honor.
I don't believe so. Mr. Shumandoth, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You've been arrested on a violation of probation warrant. Your bond is $0. It's case number 19 CF 4364. The underlying charge, false imprisonment. The public defender's office is not appointed presently. You intend to hire your own private attorney?
You're gonna go ahead.
Your Honor, he's indicating he'd like the public defender's office to represent him.
I'll make a provisional appointment at the public defender's office at this time. Your next court date as follows.
December 6th, 8:45 a.m.
That's your next court date, sir. December 6th. Thank you. Nicholas Torres.
He bonded.
All right. Mr. Torres posted his $250 bond. Amanda Baldwin.
Sorry, Your Honor. Who'd you call?
I called Amanda Baldwin. All right.
She is present and approaching, Your Honor.
All right. Thought Amanda had a beard there. Okay. Ms. Baldwin, hello. I've reviewed the police report. I do find probable cause for the offense of battery. I will appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Ms. Hill, history?
Yes, Your Honor. She has priors dating back to 2016. She had a battery domestic in 2017, which was dropped, not the same victim. Another battery domestic also dropped, not the same victim, in 2019. A DUI conviction in 2020 and a battery conviction, not the same victim, in February 2020. She currently qualifies for bond with PTR.
Ms. Baldwin, I'm setting bond at $1,000, subject to pretrial release supervision. Should you make bond, you're not to possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or go to any bars. Also, you're not to have any contact with Mr. Joseph Santos. You must not return to 4425 Pleasant Hill Road. I would assume you may well have clothing at that location or toiletries or other items that you need for daily living. I would grant a one-time return with the assistance of the sheriff's office for the acquisition of those belongings. Also, you must not possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or go to any bars. I think I already said that, actually. Yeah. All right. Next court date.
On demand.
You'll receive your next court date. Thank you. I did not. No. Probably wouldn't have been a bad idea. James Clacks.
President approaching, Your Honor. Also, this time, Your Honor, the defense would be requesting that we waive the reading of the charges in this case.
All right, Mr. Clacks, good afternoon. This is 21 CF 3406. I have read the police report. I do find probable cause for the listed charge, setting bond in the case at $1,000, and you must come in compliance with all registration laws upon release within 24 hours. Next court date as follows. You'll receive it. Thank you. Juanita Collins.
President approaching, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Collins. I will appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. I have reviewed the police report. I do find probable cause for battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting a law enforcement officer with violence. Ms. Hill, history?
She has no Florida priors. She does have 2 out of the state of Alabama. Harassing communication, which was dropped in 2020, and a recent June 2021 public intoxication, unknown disposition.
Okay, one moment. All right, on count 1, I'm going to set your bond at $2,500. And on count 2, resisting, it'll be $1,000. And this will be also a condition of your release should you make bond is you're not to possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or go to any bars. Your next court date,
On demand.
you'll receive your next court date. Public defender's been appointed. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Charles Hall, 21 CF 3409.
President approaching, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Hall, good afternoon. I have reviewed the police report. I do find probable cause for delivery of fentanyl in count 1, delivery of drug paraphernalia in count 2, and resisting a law enforcement officer without violence in count 3. Ms. Hill?
He does have priors here in Florida dating back to 2007, trespassing, prior drug charges. He is out on ROR for possession of cocaine due to the 33-day rule, and that is case number 21 CF 2288. He was released on September 15th on that case. He also has history out of Alabama, Michigan, Louisiana, Texas, and South Carolina.
Yeah.
Mr. Hall, you said something, I didn't catch it.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. All right, sir, your bond on count 1 will remain $10,000, count 2 will remain $1,000, and count 3 will remain $250. Also, your bond is revoked. I should say your ROR status in case 21 CF 2288 is revoked based upon the court's finding a probable cause for new law violations. However, before we go further on that, let me take it. State, have you filed an information on that case yet?
One moment, Your Honor.
This is 21 CF 2288.
Yes, Your Honor, and information was filed on November 19th for possession of controlled substance.
Okay, then I will revoke the ROR status in that matter, and you'll be held on a 0 bond in that case. Public defender will be appointed in that as well, if not already appointed. Your next court date in this case, Mr. Hall, will be?
On demand.
You'll receive it.
And Your Honor, with respect to count 1, did you find probable cause?
I did, for delivery of fentanyl, yes. Thanks. Anthony Jackson.
President approaching, Your Honor.
All right, good afternoon. Mr. Jackson, I have reviewed the police report. I do find on a probable cause standard that that's been met based on the affidavit. Ms. Hill, history?
He has one prior back in 2016, battery domestic with the same victim. It was no info, and there was a previous injunction on the same victim, and that was dismissed. I don't have the date on that.
Okay, the public defender is appointed.
He does qualify for bond with PTR.
Setting bond in the amount of $750 with pretrial release supervision. Mr. Jackson, you must have no contact whatsoever with Miss Sonia Jackson. You must not return to 3104 Scrub Brush Court. You must not possess any weapons or firearms. If you have personal belongings at 3104 Scrub Brush Court, such as clothing, toiletries, items you need for work, I would grant a one-time return with the assistance of the Sheriff's Office for acquiring those belongings. Your next court date,
On demand.
you will receive. All right, thank you. Emmanuel Luis Ferreira.
Present and approaching, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, good afternoon. The Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. I do find probable cause for the listed offenses of trespassing and petty theft. Your bond on the trespassing will remain $150. You're not to return to the Walmart at 2855 North Old Lake Wilson Road. Court finds probable cause for petty theft as well. Count 2, your bond will be $500. Unfortunately, you are out on bond on another theft, false report to law enforcement officer, and false official statement in case 21 MM 1082. Your bond is revoked in that matter. You'll be held on a zero bond. Your next court date for today's case,
On demand.
you will receive.
And Your Honor, he's actually out on bond on 2 cases. 21 MM 1082 and 21 CF 2516.
Thank you, Ms. Hill, because I didn't reference the case number, even though I referenced the charges. It's so 21 CF 2516, bond is revoked, zero bond. All right, thank you. Miguel Rodriguez.
Your Honor, I was told he refused today. Would be asking for a 24-hour reset.
Okay, he refused to come. Can corrections confirm that?
Yes, Your Honor, he refused. Yes, corrections has confirmed he refused to come.
All right, well, I will take his refusal as a waiver of his initial appearance.
Yes, Your Honor.
However, I did the work of reviewing a police report, and court finds probable cause for the following offenses in 21 MM 3077, resisting an officer without violence, and in case number 21 CF 3411, court finds probable cause for driving while license suspended and failure to obey lawful directives of a police officer. The bond on the count 1 Duelis will be $500. The failure to obey, $1,000. Also, based upon these probable cause findings, the defendant's bond will be revoked in 3 open cases, that being 21 CF 3301, bond revoked, zero bond, 21 CT 3147, bond revoked, zero bond, and 21 MM 2978, bond revoked, zero bond. His court dates he will receive. Thanks.
And Your Honor, he has an additional case of resisting arrest without violence.
What's the case number on that?
I do not have that.
Okay, because I did revoke resisting without violence charge 21 MM 2978.
Correct, but he's being charged with the new charge of resisting without violence.
Right, and I gave him a bond in that one as well, which is today's case number of 21 MM 3077.
Just for clarification, charges, Duelis was addressed, failure to obey Leo order to stop was addressed?
Yes.
And resisting arrest without violence?
Yes.
Okay, yes, Your Honor, I understand the confusion. He's got 2 separate affidavits.
Right.
One with 2 counts and one with 1 singular count of resistance.
Right, yeah, 2 separate charging affidavits, so there's 2 different case numbers.
Okay.
But I did address those on the record, yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Nicholas Vito.
Present and approaching, Your Honor.
All right. While there was some mutuality of I guess you'll call it mutuality of combat in the matter. The court does find on the probable cause standard that the affidavit meets it. I find probable cause for battery. Ms. Hill, history?
He has no Florida priors. He does have one prior out of the state of Texas, July of this year for battery domestic, unknown victim, and unknown disposition.
All right, bond is set at $500. Mr. Vito, if you make bond, you're not to possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or go to any bars. You're to have no contact with Miss Carrie Carter. If you were to have contact with Miss Carrie Carter and it violated your conditions of release, you'd be held on a no bond. So make sure that you comply with that. You must not return to the All-Star Music Resort at 1801 Buena Vista Drive, West Buena Vista. Let's see, is it North or West Buena Vista Drive? West Buena Vista Drive. And your next court date, you'll receive, yes.
Your Honor, if I may, he does still have personal belongings at that address if you may get a one-time return.
You talking about the resort?
Yes, Your Honor. He has indicated he still has some stuff there, including a vehicle.
All right, the defendant may return to the All-Star Music Resort with the assistance of the Sheriff's Office for acquiring personal belongings. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Edward Zebley.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Zebley. I did read the police report in its entirety, and I do find probable cause for violating Kissimmee City Ordinance 985, which involves panhandling on the highway without a permit. Your bond in this case is $250. You also have an open case in 21MM22. It's a case on which this court ROR'd you, released you on your own recognizance. Yeah, that ROR is revoked and you're going to be held on a zero bond on that case. All right, and the public defender's office is appointed in each. Your next court date's as follows.
On demand.
You'll receive your next court date. Thank you. Yep. I believe we've covered all of our matters. All right, thank you, Mr. Mancini, Ms. Hill, and we have one more?
Your Honor, I believe we have one more.
Okay, well,